Hey, what is going on, guys? It is LynxWarlord here, bringing you episode number 2 of 100 Kills With. This is a series where I go out, I get 100 kills with a certain weapon, and I then give you a full analysis and review, and some really hardcore tips and tricks to help you get better with this weapon. This week's weapon is the p90, guys, and I'm going to be giving you a full class suggestion and a full class playstyle that you should use this, and some hardcore tips and tricks that can really help you improve your gameplay whilst using the p90 in Modern Warfare 3. So let's get straight down to it, guys. Now, one of the first things you will realize with this weapon when you first pick it up is that the recoil is really not that manageable. It's a kind of recoil that's just enough to be annoying, just enough that you can't keep an open fire going unless you're really close. Now, what I mean by that is it's very difficult to use this weapon at long range by just open firing it. You've really got to pop shot it. You've really got to press your trigger finger. You know, you can't just hold it down. And that is a real weakness for this gun in Modern Warfare 3 because it's pretty annoying. And, you know, it takes a while to get used to this gun. But once you get used to it, this gun can be really, really good. And I've been putting up a lot of team death matches with this gun recently because the really, really good thing about this weapon that it makes it 10 times better than any submachine gun is the clip and the size of the magazine you get. Now, the starting magazine is absolutely huge, which kind of means you've got the attachment extended mags if you were using any other gun, you know. So it's kind of like you've got 3 attachments if you use the attachment's proficiency. Now you'll see in the class suggestion right now that I've got 2 proficiencies on, but we'll get to that later on, guys. Now, the playstyle for this weapon, it needs to be kind of rushy because it has to be rushy to take advantage of what the weapon is good at. And the weapon is an absolutely amazing weapon when you are up close, and it's very, very weak when you are very far away. So you need to have extreme conditioning on, guys. You need to have a playstyle that puts you very, very close to the enemies, but not so close that you're going to die, you know. And the way this is done is by flanking, you know. You flank around the side of your map, you try and flank your enemies because there's no point rushing into an enemy's face where he's going to see you, you know. You've got to try and kill your enemies from the side, and the reason you kill them from the side is because they're not going to be expecting it, you know. They're just trying to get to one place to the other. And, you know, guys, use cover and try to head glitch, okay? Head glitching is a very, very horrible thing in Modern Warfare 3, I know, but the fact is it's so horrible because it works, you know. A really good tactic in Modern Warfare 3 is camping. People hate camping, but it seems to work, you know what I mean. I find camping's pretty annoying. But anyway, guys, moving on to the class suggestion now. Now, for the class suggestion, the primary attachments I've got on are the silencer and rapid fire. Now, the reason I've got these on is because this is a rushing class, guys, so you need to be rushing around a lot. And, you know, a silencer helps you to be undiscovered, it helps you to go behind enemy lines and not be seen, and a rapid fire helps you kill people faster because if you're up close and you've got rapid fire on, it's kind of insta-kill because you don't even have to aim down your sights. All you've got to do is put the enemies in your crosshair, press the trigger finger, and they're just going to die because there's that many bullets going down sight. And, you know, hopefully they'll have an assault rifle or a sniper rifle and they'll just die really, really quickly. But, you know, even against submachine guns with rapid fire and a silencer, you're not going to get seen, and it's going to get you that kill really, really fast. Now, for secondary weapons, you just need to have whatever secondary weapon you feel comfortable with, you know, and you can even have a Stinger missile or anything like that on because you'll not need to use your secondary to kill anyone because you're a kind of, you know, you've got like a submachine gun class yourself, so why would you need a secondary weapon to kill people with, you know? You really don't need that, guys. So moving on to perks. Now for perks, I've got Assassin, and the reason I've got Assassin is because we're using Specialist, and, you know, for your Specialist strike package setup, you just use whatever perks you feel that you need to use, you know. Often Scavenger's really good to have in there, Quick Draw, you know, these perks, Stalker, they're really, really good perks to have in the Specialist setup. And, you know, the reason I've got that on is because this class is really, really easy for Moabbing with, guys. You can get Moabs with this class super, super easily, guys, and that's the reason I've also got the portable radar and the Semtex on. But for your lethal and tactical, you can just have whatever you feel comfortable with, you know. Lethal and tactical doesn't really change the way your class works. However, having a tactical insertion can really, really help, so I do kind of recommend that, although it's not in my class suggestion because I find that the portable radar is really nice for rushing. And what else is really nice for rushing is Steady Aim Pro. Steady Aim Pro is a fantastic perk, guys, because it just lets you bring your gun up that much faster. You know, Steady Aim without the Pro variant is quite good, but Steady Aim Pro is really, really good. It's just the best friend for a rusher, guys, so definitely use Steady Aim Pro. Now, let's move on to kind of what the general idea of using this weapon is, guys. Now, on the whole, guys, I'd say this weapon is just as good as the UMP. You know, I'd say it's on the same level as the UMP, but nowhere near as good as the MP7. And the reason the MP7 is so good is just because it's so accurate. It's got that recoil and it's got a perfect amount of damage. You know, the damage range is just, it's high enough to be absolutely fantastic because of how accurate it is, guys. So should you use the P90 in your class? Yes, you should, because it's one of those guns that if you put the time in, you'll get the time out. It's a really, really nice gun to use, guys, and you can do super, super well with it. But it's one of those guns that if you're having a bad game, this gun will just turn on you. It's kind of as though it's not out to help you kind of thing. It's just out to be like a pretty bad thing for some reason. Like, it's not a fantastic gun to use if you're trying to save the game kind of thing. You know that time there everyone switches to the ACRs and MP7s. You still need to do that. This isn't a gun you can just rely on. This is a gun to use kind of when you want to get better with the gun, But once you're really good with it, then it can become a really, really good gun to use, guys. But it's not up there with the titans of the guns, It's not with the ACR, it's not with the MP7, but it's still really, really, really good. And without a silencer, it's also really, really good. But then you can then you can get detected really, really easily, and you can die a lot more. But that's just the general theme with Modern Warfare 3. But yeah, guys, I definitely recommend trying the P90 if you haven't already. Have it tested out. Test it out with some different attachments. Red dot sight, whatever. It's a really, really enjoyable gun to use, guys, and you'll probably see yourself getting some nice little kills with it. But yeah, I do recommend using it, but it's not one of those guns to rely on kind of thing. So yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this breakdown video. I've given you some nice tips and tricks. Hopefully this will improve your gameplay. And yeah, guys, as always, it has been LynxWarlord, and we're coming up with a 100th kill right now, as always. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. It has been LynxWarlord.